Hi guys, and welcome to another episode of 8-bit retro refix. And today's episode we've got a show shot joystick, which is currently for the BBC Micro. Is this one? It's a little bit old. It's somebody passed it on. It ended up in a box full of a load of bits and pieces. You can see all the rubber feet looking pretty gruesome on there. So we'll just get shut of that if we can, because we're not going to need that. That is absolutely minging. Look at them. Look at that. That's rubber feet, guys. Just turned back into old tar, going back to its original state. Just get a shot of this off here. So that's off. Now we're back a little bit on here now. It's got shut most of this junk off here. That's pretty rough, is that, to be fair. We'll give that a bit more of a clean up a little bit later on. As you can see, the handles come off. They do screw back on, but it doesn't screw back on properly, so we're going to reattach that when it's back underneath there and give it all a good clean out inside there as well. As you can see, one of the button keeps sticking down as well, so we're going to lubricate that. Get all that working, do continuity tests through the plug. So, let's pull it apart and see what we've got. Always reminds me of Perifractic. Retro recipes. Great YouTuber. Fantastic videos. Right. See if that's all come out of that. Oh, finally found the controller. Seems to be a bit sticky in there. They're just held on with some little clips on the back of there. We'll pop them back off and give it a bit of a clean out in there. Pop out this base. Take this rubber off. Looks pretty gruesome, does that rubber? Other side's looking a bit more cleaner. I don't know, it's might give it a bit of clean up with an IPA, see what happens to that. So here we've got all the goings. I think they're the return springs. They're the springs for the fire button, look. All you've got is there, look. So set the multimeter onto continuity. As you can see, they hear the beep. We'll just pop it onto one side of that, side to the other switch, and make sure that's working correctly. No, maybe not on that one. Got one wire going up to that. What can I see? Oh, there we go. There's one there. The other one's up there. So press the fire button, should get continuity. And we do. That's great. So, next one I'm going to try is just this one down here. Just for one of the directions for the controller. See which one that's pressing on. That's pressing on that one. So try putting that on there, onto an earth. We still don't get on there. That's a bit strange. Not because the resistors are sat on top of there, but you'd expect to see something at least coming from the switches. I have tested this on a BBC, so I do know it actually works. There we go, there's one switch. Let's try the other one. hold it down there so it just pushes against that switch. And we still don't get out on that one. I'll try and hold it. I know I'm off camera really, but let's just hold that over that side. I don't know if you can see from my hand or not. I'm going to try and hold that down. There you go, we've got continuity on that one. Stopped. Back on. Off. On. Yep, that one's okay. So check this one, we'll check that one. We'll just go up and check this top one up here. See if we can get anything from that. It should be that one. We'll rock it over. It's okay for that. We'll just check the last one over here, if we can get to it. I'm just going to push it down that way. Oh, no. That way if I can, somehow. A little bit of camera shot. So push it down that way, it should initiate. It's a bit difficult to hold it at the same time as trying to do this. It's on there. There we go. You can hear that. So we know that all the connections are good. Inside there, I actually know it works on the BBC as I've mentioned earlier on, so no need to do a continuity test on here. These plugs actually accommodate 2 joysticks, so if you've got another one of these you can actually wire it straight into here, because you've only got one socket on the BBC, so it will need to be wired into that one if you need 2-player joysticks, but we don't need that today. So we know all the gubbins are all okay, which is absolutely fantastic. We just need to give the casing a good clean. Get shut of these screws out of the base. Somehow, where's my little screwdriver? Good screwdriver. A little bit stiff inside there. We need to take them out because we need to get these things cleaned up and washed up. So 4 screws that hold the whole casing together. And that's that. So while we've got it here, I'm just going to go get my pliers. Just give all this unit a good clean up, a little bit of tissue. Not with this tissue, get some IPA. That's all I'm going to use on this one. Might lose a little bit of contact cleaner. Just give it a good clean around that pivot point. All the gunk. Oh, this cable's been tied up. It must have been like that for a long time, so we'll give that a good clean. Wow. So while we've got the IPA on the cloth, we'll do a little bit more cleaner. Really easy to clean these cables, really, if you just pop it on and then pull the lead through. Should clean all the gunk off the cable. Cable, got to stay to that, guys. Minging. Okay, so that's the cable done. Let's see if we can give this rubber a little bit of a clean up. It's a bit minging on there as well. So that's the cable clean up. It feels a lot nicer and a lot cleaner now, does that? It doesn't feel as tacky as it did before. We'll try and spray some contact cleaner in there when we reassemble. I'm going to try and get this joystick handle back on. We're going to take these over to the sink and give them a good clean and scrub. Let's see if we can get something working. See if I can get shut of this tar stuff off the bottom of this case. It's clean inside, so we don't need to bother too much inside there. I'll get more of that gunk off, but it's not coming off very well like that. Let's try a little bit more of a scraper on there. That's about a lot, I think. That's about as best as we're going to get that one. We'll take it into the sink though. I don't think we need to sink that one. Oh, wow, look at that. So I'm just holding the button with my hand while I run my nails around the edge of that. It's still sticking, look. There must be a spring underneath that one that's not very strong. Still don't like it very much. I'm not very keen on taking that off there, but let's give it a go. Let's see if I can lift this without breaking it. It feels very very tight, does that? And what I'm going to try and do, it's got a good grip on there. What shall we do? I don't want to break it, I don't want to break the button if I can help it. No, it doesn't want to come up. I'm not trusting that at all. I think what I'm going to do is just try and get some IPA into there. See if it'll clean a little bit. Just hold that button up a little tad, or a little tad in if I can. Oops, a little bit more than a little tad. Soak some of that up. Oh, it's nice and free, look, I'm still jamming. I think what I'm going to do is just take it over to the sink and give it a right good soaking sink with some warm water. Let's see if it makes a difference with that. I really do want to pull that off, but I'm frightened of breaking the pin. I don't know whether you can see there on the camera that little pin. That little pin there, it's just held on by that little clip. But I realised that if I try and lift that pin off there, all it's going to do is end up snapping this pillar off. I would love to be able to get it on top there. I wonder if we can just push it through. Let's see if we can push it through. No. Just try pushing that really hard, and it just to try and push it through. That's that way to try and push that clip off. But it really doesn't want to do anything with that. You can see that one. It's really nice and free. Look. This one's just, when it gets down there, it's just solid. Let's take it over to the sink and give it a good soak and scrub out on there. So here we are over at the sink. Just brought these pieces over. They're not particularly bad. You can still see how bad that bottom is though. We'll give it a bit of a clean out. Let it soak in there for a while. And there's the top. Doesn't look too bad, to be honest, at the top. It looks nice and clean, but we need to get all this junk from around these edges, and hopefully we can free that up a little bit. See how it's sticking? See how that sticks, look. That one doesn't. That one just sticks in the hole. I'm hoping that we're going to get some junk out while we're cleaning that, so in she goes. Little control knob. Probably don't need to put that in there, but give it a go anyway. It's just a case of giving it a good scrub. I'm just using a bit of soapy liquid, a bit of fairy liquid, a fresh sponge, just try and work that button a little bit. That's that one that sticks. If you worked it underwater a little bit, you think it'd free up the muck a little bit, but doesn't seem to be for some reason. I really don't want to pull that off top of there. Still sticking up. I really do not want to pull that off there, but something like have to. Something making that stick, it's horrible. I wish I could get it out, guys. I really do. I'd like to try again a bit harder. Dry it off. I don't want to go too mad because I don't want to damage these stickers neither that's on here. So I've managed to get that back together now, out of the way. Just a little bit of something that was holding on that connector there, so it was stopping the fire button from returning. I'm just going to pop this cover back down over the top now. Should be enough, I'm hoping. Down properly yet? That's down, is that? Is that down? Good. Put the screws back in. Right, so that's that done. I know these are not ideal, but it's the only things I've got at the moment, so I'm just going to pop some of these little fibre pads on the bottom. It just stops that bottom from getting roughed up. Unfortunately, I can't get out to get any more proper feet for it, so it's going to have to do with these little fibre pads on the bottom for the feet. Should get all the grease off. There we go. Wow, these are quite sticky, these. I'll just put them on there. All right. Go. I don't know how well this sticker is. I think what I want to do is put that back on. I think I'm going to put a bit of double-sided sticky tape under the bottom of that to make it stick on a little bit easier. It's a little bit further down. I think I want to put them more up to joysticks, I think. The buttons. I think that's how it was when it was new. Pretty sure it was. There we go, guys. All we need to do now is take it over to the BBC and let's see if she works. So I'll just clear some of this junk up and then I'll see you over there. So here we are over at the BBC. Just going to take out the old unit that I've been using. I just normally use the Kempston Pro joystick that's been adapted by the back. There's a little adapter that you can use so you can use your Commodore connections. A little adapter that you can use there to do that if you want to use two. Seems a bit cumbersome though, stuck out of the back of the unit. I mean, especially when you've got that stuck out of the back and then you've got that stuck out of the back. Doesn't give you much room when it's stuck out so far, like. You can't push the BBC up towards the monitor as easy. So I'm going to take them out of the way for now. With the old beeb up to have a quick look inside. There we go. So that looks a little better now. I can push that back up there. It looks nice and neat. I'll put the quick shit joystick just at the side there for a minute and we'll get a game started up and see if she works. Now we've got the joystick up and working again, let's test it out with a bit of beachhead. Sorry for the screen flicker, it tends to what happens with a bit of CRTs, but I'm doing my best. Let's have level 1. First fire to start. And she's on lock. Moving left, I'm going to go to this top beam here. And we go. You doesn't have to draw this a lot slower than what the old Commodore 64 does. I love this beachhead game. It's one of the favourites off the... Yeah, wow. That's one throw. Ah. Whoa, 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 whoa. Can't believe how fast this thing goes compared to Commodore 64. Oops. Weird. No! You can see that anyway now, all done and dusted. So once again, thank you for watching 8-Bit Retro Refix, and I'll see you on the next episode. Thank you. Bye.